Sometimes you need to take control to make a difference. That's why with FlexPath from Capella University, you're in control. Set your own deadlines and leverage your experience to move at a pace that works for you. Discover a different way forward at capella.edu.
New message.
What up, what up? It's Heather's cousin. You dated her in college, or maybe you were just in the same class. Anyway, I heard you bought a boat, my man. Let's hit the water. Oh, and Heather told me you always liked, snacks and stuff, so I could totally bring some chips.
When you get a boat, you also get new friends. Make sure Progressive's one of them, and get coverage today for as little as $100 a year.
Hey, also, I'm a little short on cash, so can you cover the chips? Thanks. I can see why Heather liked you.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Annual premium for basic liability policy not available in all states.
Welcome to the Beverly Hills Plastic Surgery Podcast. I'm Dr. J. Calvert. Today, I am here to talk about post-op day one with my amazing colleague, Dr. Millicent Ravello.
Good evening.
How are you doing, Dr. Ravello?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to talk about post-op day one because I've had a run of intense freakouts on post-op day one lately.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It is.
It's
and
a thing.
I don't, I think I'm always very clear about my discussions before surgery that now, look, right after surgery, things are going to be swollen. It's not the result you're going to get. You need to understand that you just had surgery and you have to heal. Yet, there's still a massive amount of upset and confusion and people getting up on the ledge and just absolute anxiety. And it's, I think it's avoidable. Maybe not.
I don't know. Because
maybe it's part of the process.
I've had those patients too who call the service line at midnight freaking out about, their result, or who call the office next day crying because they thought they were going to get this and they got that. And it's all misunderstandings. And then when I see them in the office, like a day later, they kind of are all sheepish because they realize that they were like crying about the wrong thing. And this one lady I had, she called the office really upset and crying and freaking out because she thought I put the wrong implants in her. We said this size and you put this size, but she had flipped her card, so she was reading right versus left. It was a whole thing. Like, it was a mistake, obviously. And then when I explained that to her, she was like, oh, well, I feel sheepish. But they don't know, because when you're in that initial post-anesthesia fugue for the first 24 hours, your mind is just, sometimes you're not in control of it.
No. And that's the thing. It is, it's the anesthesia. It's for my revision rhinoplasty patients, it's the post-traumatic stress disorder that, oh my God, my nose doesn't look right again.
Again, yeah.
And even though like we have a revision rhinoplasty podcast that I have them all listen to, and then I say, this is a process. For the first 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to think this was the worst mistake of your life. I say all those things. But even so, like even just on like a breast aug or on a facelift, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it looks so terrible. I'm like, well, it's post-surgical. That's
right.
Why there's bruising and there's swelling and things are distorted, and we gave lots of local anesthesia in addition to the anesthesia. So maybe your nerves of your face aren't working perfectly yet.
A little asymmetric, a little lopsided.
So the reason I wanted to do this post-op day one podcast was so that people could understand that you have to realize that the day after surgery is not the time to start judging the result of your operation.
No. And you know what? This is not unique to you and I, because I'm remembering being in the elevator here at Roxbury several months ago, and I'm with this lady who was clearly post-op from a facelift, blepharoplasty, some kind of facial shebang, and like fresh, you could tell.
Right.
She had just had it done, and she's sitting in there, and she's practically crying to her partner who she's with, saying, "This was the worst mistake I ever made." Lady, you can't even see what your results are yet.
I know, but they don't know, and so then it gets, so that's why I want to spread the word, and I want to send the